Hey y'all, welcome back. Today, Friday. Oh my God, I'm so happy that it's Friday. It has been a very long last 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the Mercury retrograde. I'm not sure, but life has been lifing. But I'm back. And I think one thing I have started to do is take breaks when necessary. And that's been essential to my life. I hope you all are doing the same. I hope you all are feeling really good. This May heat has came in. This summer is not about to play no games, okay? But on a serious note, it is Mental Health Month, one of my favorite months, my favorite topic. The most important reason why I chose my career, which is for mental health. So I did want to make this episode about suicide, knowing how to identify suicide, what is suicidal ideations, what's the difference between suicide with a plan and having suicidal ideations, what to do when you're feeling these thoughts, and also what you should do if you know someone who is experiencing these thoughts or having these ideations, right? So let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome to the Healed Yet podcast, where we normalize the lifelong journey of healing and provide those with support along the way. I am your host, Majaya, a licensed social worker in Texas, and let's get right to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. So I felt the need to go ahead and talk about suicide during Mental Health Month, because it's really has become one of the top 5 reasons of deaths in the U.S., especially since COVID. It's been real. And it's becoming more and more amongst our youth and also young adults. Life gets hard, and when you feel alone with these thoughts or that feeling of hopelessness, worklessness, just, who would care if I was here? Nobody cares about me now. All of those negative thoughts can lead to suicide. Most people with suicide is not that easy to identify for some people, because these people come off as very happy people. Some of them come off as people who everyone likes. They always make everyone laugh, or they always this center of attention type person. And usually behind that mask is a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, a lot of worry, a lot of just pure depression, darkness, intrusive thoughts. So I want to go ahead and get into knowing the signs of suicide and how you can prevent suicide in someone else. So, knowing the signs are things, just that one thing that can help you save someone's life. And I'm not saying go out there trying to identify everybody out there that's trying to kill themselves, but I'm talking about those people that's close to you. The first thing I want to talk about it as a sign to know when someone is contemplating suicide is being able to notice this, that they're becoming more distant or withdrawn. So usually they're probably the person that always putting events together, always coming out, always, coming to the family events. And lately this person has just been missing. Like, they're not, coming to anything anymore. They are not, in that group chat or having conversation with the family, or just MIA, not on social media. That's something that they usually do. That's one sign to check in with that person. Like, hey, how you doing? What's been going on? What's going on in your world? You don't have to say, oh, you're thinking about killing yourself. No, you can just go in and say, what's going on with you? How you been? And that can open the doors to a lot of things for that person. Also, they begin to give their things away. Like, things that you would like, dang, you really like this. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, you want these shoes? Oh, you want this sofa? Do you want this? At work, they can be giving away something that's really, that mattered a lot to them. Things that are very important to that person, you see them giving those things away. Pay attention to the person that's always joking about killing themselves. Like, man, ain't nothing in this world anyway. Man, shit ain't gonna get better. Just joking like, I wonder what it'd be like if I wasn't here. Things like that. Take all of those things serious. When somebody is talking about killing themselves, that's something we don't joke about. And those people are usually trying to see what your reaction will be. So notice also when a person begins to get hopeless or feeling as if there's no other way out of their situation. For example, somebody will say, man, I done lost my job. I done lost my wife. I done lost my family. What else I got to live for? Or, man, ain't nothing going to get better. I lost everything that I got. I don't have nothing else to live for. All of those things that you hear in conversations, take those things serious. Know the signs. Open up conversation. How you feeling? Also, call the crisis intervention line. I want y'all to save this number in your phone right now. The number is 988. I'm so glad that they gave mental health crisis line easier number that's quick to dial and get you help immediately for that person or for yourself. Ways that you can be supportive in the time of someone who is suicidal or having suicidal ideations is be open and non-judgmental. Be open to hearing their frustrations, their stress. Don't minimize their problems. That is the worst thing a person could do, is minimize your problem, their person's problems. This person telling you something that to you might be so small, like, why would you kill yourself over this? But to them, it's huge. This is detrimental to them right now. So saying something like, so you gonna kill yourself over that? Man, you could make them spiral even more. So be open and not judgmental. Even if it sounds like something small to you, listen. And like I said earlier, take everything serious. Take everything serious that person is saying, anyone is saying when it comes to killing themselves or someone else, suicidal or homicidal. Take that stuff serious. Don't argue with someone that's suicidal. That's another no-no. Do not argue with somebody about their feelings or about why, or constantly telling them things like, you got your family to live for, you got your kids to live for, they know these things already. Someone that's suicidal know that they have kids. They know that they have a family. They know that they have a job, a career. That's obviously not enough to make them want to be here. So what I usually do is try to help them identify things within themselves that's worth living for. Yes, family, friends, and all those things are things that are identified as reasons to live. But what is it that person has within them that's worth still being here for? And usually I try to say, like, you have great things ahead of you. Don't give up in the middle of the dark season, because you're working hard to get through this. Why in your life now, when you will never get to see the hard work and all the great things you worked for blossom? Don't. You work too hard. You are going through too much right now to give up. That's how you push somebody. Let them identify the great things within them, the hard work, the resilience, the pain that they're going through. Use that as a way to help them identify how strong they are and how great that they are going to turn out because of this. Give positive feedback. Be supportive. And ask questions. Ask questions about what's going on in their world. What thoughts are you having? Do you have a plan? Like, how, if you was to do this, how would you do this? And that goes back to suicidal ideations. Knowing the difference between suicidal ideations and then suicide with a plan. Both of those we want to take serious. But when somebody has a plan, we want to take action right then and there. Calling 988 line, which is a suicide and crisis line. So let me explain suicidal ideation. So that's like having a preoccupied mind with thoughts of the idea of suicide. For example, you're thinking about, what would life be like if I wasn't here? Would things be better if I just wasn't here? That's suicidal ideation. But suicide with a plan is somebody telling you, yeah, I'm thinking about killing myself. I think I'm going to do it with these pills. I already get these pills every month. I know if I take 4 or 5 of them, I'm going to die. Or I got knives and guns in my house. I have options of ways I can kill myself. When they have access, number one, access to all of the things that they're talking about using to kill themselves, that's a red flag. So knowing the signs, knowing how to be supportive, and knowing the difference is all important when it comes down to suicide. So if you or anyone else are having these feelings, I want you to take action. Build you a safe space. Don't give up. Don't give up. Use those people in your life that love you as your safe space, because God gives us people. He puts people and resources in our lives as tools for healing. So don't give up. Some of the tools that they have out here is prayer, counseling, medications, friends, family, exercise, nature, social time with family and friends, getting out of that dark place, meditation, local support groups, virtual support groups. There's also counseling virtually, texting now. You can see someone. It's so many ways to get help, man. Take your mental health serious. It's not a game. It's just as important. It's just as important as physical health. Talking to someone not only gives you a relief, it allows you to unpack those thoughts. Make sense of what you're thinking in your head. When you speak it, sometimes it comes out differently, while you're able to organize those thoughts and make sense of what it is that you're thinking. Identify those thoughts. Identify what it is that you're thinking. Is it logical? Is this the truth of how I feel about myself? Is this the truth about my situation? Am I really unworthy? Am I really hopeless? No. Where is your safe space? What does that look like? If you don't have one, I want you to identify what would a safe space look like for you. What do you want that to look like? That's your journal topic. What do I want my safe space to look like? Do you want to have maybe, a couple friends that you hang out with? That's your time where y'all have y'all time. Go have a coffee every Friday or every 2 Fridays, and y'all unpack, y'all talk, socialize, and you leave there feeling so much lighter, recharged. Everybody in that group should leave there feeling recharged, because not only did you all pull from one another, but you pulled into each other. That's a safe space. Somewhere where you can laugh, but also be serious and also be vulnerable. That's what you call a safe space. Your safe space does not always have to include people. It can be spiritual. It can be you and God. It can be whatever you want it to be, but it needs to be a place that makes you feel recharged when you leave it. I want you to go to God as well. Go to God, because if nobody cares, He does. And ending your life wouldn't take away from you seeing your purpose on earth. You have so many wonderful things to live for. I just want you to be strong enough to see it, to believe it, and to trust that it's there. You just have to get through this hard time and know that there are resources out there to help you. Ask for help. Stop dealing with this by yourself. Stop allowing your mind to feed you those negative thoughts that nobody cares. You are loved. You are cared for. You are worthy. You are full of hope. You are forgiven. Trust this journey. Trust that this dark place that you're in is only dark for now. As my therapist told me, the situation you're in is not a cave, it's a tunnel. There's light after all of it. I have a therapist. I'm a therapist with a therapist. We all need a safe space. Multiple of them. I want you to know, if you're contemplating suicide or you know someone that is, help is there. Help is there. Coping skills are there. Medications is out there. If you feel like you need some medicine to help you just get through this little tough spot for these 3 months so you can get a therapist, so you can really at least be stable enough to function, take the medication. Get the help. It's out there. I want you to know mental health is important. I'm going back to yes, it's important. It's important just as physical health. And I want to end with this. If you know someone that committed suicide, please don't blame yourself. Do not blame yourself. Do not sit and feel like, man, if I could have stopped them if I paid more attention. I could have stopped this if I was supportive. I could have stopped. You could not have stopped anything. Don't blame yourself for this. Don't blame yourself. Because then that later could lead to guilt and a lifelong process of guilt. So I hope y'all have a great week. And if you don't leave with anything, I want you to leave knowing that mental health is important. I know in our Black community, it's not something that we talk about. Lately, since COVID, mental health has been big. And it makes me so proud to know that there's so many different things out there now. It's a big topic. And it's readily accessible than what it used to be. Y'all get help. Do not suffer. You don't have to suffer. God didn't put you here to suffer. Life is not supposed to be hard. It's our decisions and our actions and how we handle situations that make life hard. Get the help you need. Open up. Be vulnerable. Find your safe space. Suicide is not the way out. Trust your journey. You got this. See y'all next time. Hey y'all, I'm so excited to pass this information. I had to add this to this episode. Some exciting information that I want to share. Starting this summer, I will be offering support groups. Yes, that's right. I'm offering a safe space for a maximum of 12 adults, both men and women, to come in, unpack, find someone to help hold you accountable. In these groups, you'll be able to see that you're not the only one that's going through these things, or you're not the only one that went through these things. Like I said in my episode, in these groups, you're going to leave feeling recharged. You're going to leave feeling like, wow, I poured into someone else, but not only did I pour into someone else, they poured into me too. I want you to leave this group feeling like you are able to continue your week, your month, feeling recharged. So if there's something you're interested in, I want you to go follow my Instagram at Heal Yet Podcast, where I will post a for sure flyer with dates and a link so you can register. I'm so excited for that. And I hope you are too. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Hill Yap podcast. I do want to ask if y'all can go ahead and follow me on all platforms at Hill Yap Podcast. I really, really thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you come back for the next episode. Bye.